Alright, I think we're set. Are we done? We're done. Alright guys, welcome to today's episode with your boy Motorman. So, recently I was fortunate enough to go to the MotoGP track here in Thailand where Kawasaki and Bangkok gave me a ZX6R. I joined the trip with all the guys there and did 2 days on track. And having a ZX6R for that amount of time really got to get used to how that bike felt. So I want to compare the ZX6R with the R6 because I had a really nice experience on the R6 too, going to the mountains around northern Thailand where I'm shooting this video. So we need to compare these two bikes, and I need to give my opinion to help anyone out there that's wondering which one they should choose. Without any further delay, let's get into the comparison and see which one is better for you.
First session.
Alright, let's start with the R6. I got to go up to the mountains here in Chiang Mai. I had the whole day to hit twisty roads, drive in a little bit of rain, unfortunately, and hit the highway. And I did this one bit on the highway. In fact, let's just roll that clip.
That's enough.
That was mad, right? That was crazy, right? Did you hear the quick shift? Just on the, oh my god, that is intoxicating. I'm telling you right now, one of the most fun things I've ever done. The MotoGP feeling you get from the R6 is awesome. Like, the quick shift is so snappy, the bike feels so compact and light and nimble and like bum cheeks, like female bum cheeks, just for the record. It feels really like there's no fat on this bike. This bike is lean. It's lean. The R6 is clearly the more focused of the two. The ZX6R does not have the raciness, the rawness, the tightness, the leanness of what the R6 has. Like, the R6 is really focused and dedicated. But this leads to its potential biggest downfall. It has nothing down low. It has nothing down low. Like, I'm mid-range and bottom end, it's nothing. Like, MT-07 would run circles around it before the power even comes in. Probably not news to you. If you know about the R6, it's clear. It's made for the track. And it's the faster of the two of these bikes. But you might not think so if you rode the ZX6R. When I did the 2 days on track at Buriram circuit, to get to that track from Kawasaki and Bangkok, it took 5 hours to get there. Literally within the first 200 meters of riding the ZX6R, you could tell the torque was there on that bike. It was torquey, it was very usable, it felt like a good sized machine, it felt like you could ride it on the road comfortably, you know, as comfortable as you can get on a sport bike pretty much. It was so good, in fact, that it really surprised me. It was like it felt like a solid naked bike in terms of torque. You know, naked bikes are kind of designed for torque, but this is designed for top speed as well as torque. Kawasaki have adjusted the gearing on this new ZX6R and it really shows. It's really a great road bike. Wow, it's coffee. It's good. When the ZX6R was that good on the road, I was thinking, how good will it be on the track? Well, after the 5 hour trip and we got to the circuit, we had the first day on track and the second day on track after that, and it was phenomenal. It was really good. The quick shifter is a little bit slow, like the engine kill time is a bit slow, especially in first gear, but it works so good when you're pinning the throttle. So when you're pinning the throttle and you're just clicking up the gears, it's perfection. It's really good. It's still not as good as the R6. The R6 is really snappy. It just does it so fast. But the ZX6R was great. And when I had it on track with the S22s, I didn't feel like I needed anything. Like, it was so much fun. And quite frankly, I just had so much fun, and you will too.
Well, I gotta say, that's just so fun. It's absolutely ridiculous. So fun.
So when the ZX6R has that much usable torque, and it's that much fun on the track, and Buriram, by the way, in case you don't know, it's a very fast track. I think the MotoGP riders get up to like 300 kilometers an hour on one of them straights, and there's 3 big straights. So it's almost like the ZX6R didn't have a minus, which is kind of weird, right? Like, you'd think it'd feel like it's suffering somewhere. No, I think where it's suffering is where the R6 does so well, because the R6 is so dedicated for the track that the ZX6R isn't as nimble as the R6. It isn't as tight and it isn't as focused. It's a little bit more slow, potentially doesn't feel as light. But the ZX6R is without doubt good enough for the average guy, that's for sure. Like, forget 1,000, the ZX6R will do the job. So I guess this isn't obviously a track review, it's a general review for which one you should buy. Because the R6 is so blatantly track focused, most people aren't spending time on the track. I can confidently say the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R is better than the R6 in 90, maybe 95% of everything that you are gonna do, unless you're 95% of the time on the track. Another thing that I haven't even mentioned yet is suspension. The suspension on the ZX6R was so good. I was so surprised. It feels like really high quality suspension. Like, it really, the amount of bad bumps that I hit in Bangkok, and if you've rode in Bangkok before, you would see there's metal grids sticking out of concrete as you're driving. There's equivalent of a train track just going over the highway that you can hit at speed. There's ripples, there's potholes. It won't get much worse unless you're in somewhere maybe like India or something, no offense. The ZX6R didn't have any bad moments. It really glides over stuff. I remember flinching and the ZX6R just floated over it. So it's amazing at how good the ZX6R did for that. It really, really did surprise me. So when it comes to torque, suspension, any of the modes, you know, the Kawasaki has high power and low power, and traction control, I think 2 or 3 modes, whereas the R6 has 3 riding modes and I think 7 levels of traction control. In my personal opinion, you don't need that much adjustability. It's not 1000cc, it doesn't have crazy insane torque, especially the R6. And then, so that gets me thinking, why would you choose the R6? The ZX6R is cheaper by quite a bit, and all round, apart from the ZX6R being a little bit plasticky, like the Speedo looks like it's legit out of a Ninja 400. Apart from things like that, and I think the quality not being quite as good on the Ninja, the Kawasaki, as the R6 does feel more premium. You know, apart from that, the Kawasaki is a clear better choice, and it's quite a lot cheaper. So I guess the main question it can come down to is how much track time will you spend on the bike you decide to buy. So that's kind of my opinions on both of these bikes, the ZX6R and the R6. Both are great bikes. I personally think the ZX6R is better. If you think the R6 is better, make sure to leave a comment below and tell me that I am an absolute idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't really need to say that because I'm sure some people will say that anyway. If you've got a problem with my accent, people always seem to. I'm just from London, so, you know, if you haven't travelled to London, then maybe you're not aware. Different accents. Do you know what I'm saying? Definitely remember to subscribe. This has just been my opinion on both of these bikes. Stay safe out there, guys. Doesn't matter what you ride as long as you ride. Hope you enjoyed this episode today, guys, and I will see you in the next video. I hope this helped you decide which one to buy. Stay safe out there, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.
Thank you.